And we are back. Jumping right into our second conversation, we are talking about the first National Spanish Spelling Bee competition. And joining us to talk about that is Dr. Nuirka Nunez, who is the coordinator for the National Spanish Spelling Bee. She's also the Spanish teacher at Our Lady of Guadalupe High School. We have Lhe-Andra Trapp, who is the 2019 District Spelling Bee champion, also from Our Lady of Guadalupe School. And we also have a contestant for the 2020 Spelling Bee. We've got Jair, Julien. From Belize High School. So good morning and thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Yes.
Okay, that's as much as I know.
So, I mean, this is a really interesting initiative. So, can you tell us a little bit about how we got to the National Spanish Spelling Bee?
Wow. The journey began in the year 2015 and it began at our school, and the dream was there to get to this point. So we began, and for 4 years we have been in this journey. 3 years we were at school level. Last year we began at district level, and here we are, the first national spelling bee.
Wow. So when you started in 2015, you said?
Si.
Yeah. And you did it just amongst the school. The school is in Cayo.
In Belmont.
In Belmont, yeah. Where there are quite a bit of Spanish speakers. Were you? What was the interest level when it first got started?
Well, the plan has always been to get students who are not Spanish speaking to be part of this initiative.
Yeah.
And we got that happened at our school. Our first winner was not a Hispanic student. And she was excellent in her spelling. So we keep trying to do that, get the students who are not Hispanic students or Spanish-speaking students to be part of this initiative. And we also have Lhe-Andra as well. She was the district champion, and she is not Spanish is not her first language either.
And when you moved from just doing it at the high school itself to the district, how many participants did you get?
Well, we have the first 3 years that we were at school, we had invited some schools. So we had Orinjoac Technical High School and Belize Christian Academy, Methodist, Belmopan Methodist High School joining us at the school level. And we have last year, we have 7 schools participating at the district level. 6 high schools from the Cayo district and 1 high school from Belize City.
Okay. So this year for your first national competition, how many people how many districts will be represented and how many children will be participating?
We will have 16 high schools representing 5 different districts. We have 3 high schools from Toledo, Stan Creek with 1 school. We have 7 high schools from Cayo, and 2 from Corozal, 2 from Belize City.
Just Orange Walk isn't in it this year?
Unfortunately not.
Oh.
There was 1 school that was interested, but the schedule and the plans were really packed, so they couldn't participate.
So Lhe-Andra, you can tell us all about what it takes to prepare for a Spanish spelling bee. Let's talk about why you chose to participate in the first place.
I just really like the challenge, and I'm not, as you heard, I'm not a Spanish speaker, so I learned the Spanish alphabet in primary school, and I said, well, this is a new challenge, and I participated in the English spelling bee, so I said, well, I can do it. If I can do it English, I can do it Spanish.
Wow. Yeah, because it's a high school level competition versus the spelling bee, which is primary school.
Yeah. So not being a Spanish speaker, how is it that you prepared then when and studied for the competition?
Well, I had the assistance of my teacher and also my friends, and at home too. Everyone partaked and helped me to get where I am today, and made me, because of that, I became the winner last year.
Yeah. What are some of the challenging moments that you have? Because what if you get a word that you don't know?
Well, there are always your tips, you have a backup word, and you don't really spell everything right away. You think before you spell. You have to listen very carefully to the pronunciation also, because that is what threw off a lot of spellers, and that's what made them get their words wrong.
And it's helpful that in Spanish you pronounce, like it's easier to spell because it's based on pronunciation. Is that the case?
Sometimes I believe.
Okay.
Did you develop any like little tricks to help, or it's like study hacks that helped you?
Yes, because like some letters would be pronounced the same. Like for example, S could sound like a C or a Z, and so you have to like have your tactics. If you spell it with an S and you know there is no accent or nothing, then you just like change the S to a Z. Perhaps maybe that will be the answer right there.
Okay. So, you don't want to give out too much of your secrets. Are you going to be competing in the nationals?
No.
Okay. So you got district champ last year, and that's you're going to take that as your fame. Let's talk about the 2020 contestant. What made you want to participate?
Honestly, it was just for the experience of trying, because I've never actually done a spelling bee before, and I wanted just to win.
I love that honesty. Do you speak Spanish?
No.
Okay, so how are you preparing for a Spanish spelling bee if you're not a Spanish speaker?
From the time they gave out the list, I would make sure I study 10 words a day, and then memorize it to know I know the words and like what it means. And then I had my parents and my friends at school who always tested me and made sure I knew it. Yeah.
So now you've learned a lot more Spanish words?
Yeah.
Clearly, this is a part of your objective here, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what has that transformation been like when you have non-Spanish speakers learning new vocabulary? It actually makes it easier for them to talk Spanish.
It is, and it's also, there's also this problem with Spanish and the students. They are not willing to learn the language, and they think that they cannot learn the language. So by doing this type of activities, it opens up doors. They realize that it's easy, it's doable.
Yeah.
Did you find that too, that it was that after you started to work, that it became easier as you kept studying? The words and the language in general.
Yes, it kind of helped. Like in reading Spanish now, I can pronounce the words easier, so it helped.
And how about you? Do you find that your Spanish is kind of improving, or?
Well, yeah, with the pronunciation, it does help a lot, because a S might be a Z actually, because the Z has a S sound. So then when you're pronouncing it, you know, like you have the general idea of what the word looks like and how to spell it. So then when you're reading, then it's easier.
How do you accommodate for things like that? The accents and the words, and they're just supposed to know the word from the list?
Well, firstly, Spanish is a phonetic language.
Yeah.
So the same way you were practicing the alphabet before, the same way you pronounce the letters in the alphabet, basically that's the same word you will pronounce them. You will just, when you spell, you will pronounce it. So that makes it easy to spell.
Yeah.
There is a challenge, or a few challenges. One of them is using the accents.
Yep.
Right? So, but there are rules. So some basic rules of pronunciation and accentuation. If the student could master those rules, then they will know where the written accent will go in the words.
Yeah. So if they can recognize it in when they're hearing it.
Yes.
And we have a few tricky letters, as both of them have pointed out so far.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
So those are part of the learning process, because Spanish is taught as a second language in Belize. There are certain things that we don't teach the students at school. So we don't emphasize in certain things, and doing the spelling and bee competition will take them to another level, because there are certain things that they will learn practicing for the spelling bee, mastering how to spell in Spanish, that they are not going to actually learn in class.
Yeah. Now, it's interesting because we do have quite a few, we have a lot of Spanish speakers in this country, I should say that. I think the last census had us nearly at 50%. Some of those people are bilingual, some of them only speak Spanish as their first language. But it's also very easy for people to speak bad Spanish. We call it kitchen Spanish sometimes. And they may be saying words that they know the meaning and they can communicate well, but they're not necessarily using the proper pronunciations. Do you find this as a way to help others to even improve the Spanish that they do speak?
It is. It is something that helps a lot. And speaking about what you were saying, I have a challenge constantly in my classes with the students who speak Spanish, because there is a confrontation at times. Miss, that's not the way you say it. Miss, that's also when they enter the competition, the spelling competition at school level, because we begin in the classrooms. So we go from our classrooms. By the way, sorry. We only have students in first and second form participating in the competition, and that's the reason why she's not. You participate only once also. She's now in third form. But the students in class, they will fight me sometimes with the
What word do they normally get wrong? Let's try to fix that now. What are they fighting you on, so we can...
Well, one of the problems we have with spelling wrong is now the students are spending too much time sending text messages, and they don't write words completely. So, for example, K spells Q-U-E, and the students want to spell it with K and E. And it sounds the same, but that's not the way you spell it in Spanish.
That's right.
So just this week, I have students in fourth form writing, Spanish student writing for a sentence, and he said, Miss, it says K. But he spelled it with K-E, and he wanted me to say, oh, that's okay. I said, no, that's not the way it is. So these type of competitions help them, even the students who speak Spanish, to get the writing skills to another level.
And so, like, what, like, how advanced then do the words sort of get? Is it very sort of complex words, or is it more like everyday kind of things?
It is sort of complex. It goes from easy to medium to high, and there is also a reserve list.
Of course.
So even though they are memorizing a list of words, there is also a reserve list that they have not seen. So the challenge will be there. But as I said, it's fairly easy to spell words in Spanish.
Yeah. So tell me the hardest word that you had in the competition last year.
For me, the word that I had the hardest time with is the word that I'll be giving you.
Ooh, okay. We may need that break now. You meant you were going to give it to Gavin, right? Because he talks better Spanish than me.
There are two words. 2 words. So each of you will get one.
All right, let's try it.
So, otorrinolaryngologo.
Okay.
That was 2 words. So. And I have to spell it in Spanish.
Sí.
Can you say it again?
Otorrinolaryngologo.
O-T-O-R-I-N-O. And the second word?
Laryngologo.
Laryngologo. L-A-R-Y-N-G-O-L-O. No? Okay, I'm sure. You could have just stopped me from the minute I was going wrong. Okay, so that's the buzzer.
That's it. How? Oh,
do you want to try that word?
Same word? Okay.
It's like even just remembering the Spanish
word. Can you repeat it one
word.
more time? Sorry, let's see.
Otorrinolaryngologo.
Oh.
Otorrinolaryngologo. Can you use it in a sentence? I don't know.
That's how you buy time to like remember. Have you figured it out already? No?
Sorry. O-T-O-R-I-N-O. Otorrino. L-A-R-Y-N-G-O-L-O. That's the same thing that you said. I don't know.
No, there's a head to the end that I didn't hear, right? We missed that G in the end. Say it again.
Oh, you can spell it now since we got it wrong.
Yeah, go ahead.
Otorrinolaryngologo. O-T-O-R-R-I-N-O-L-A-R-I-N-G O con acento L-O-G-O. Otorrinolaryngologo.
Okay.
Okay, well, we were done from the double R's, clearly. All right. And Jair, you have been, I'm switching it to Spanish already. Jair, you have been practicing. Tell us one of the difficult words you've had so far.
It would probably be one with a diaresis on top, especially when you have to say it in the actual spelling bee. You have to go like con diaresis, and that would be like piraguismo. That's a hard word, right?
What does that mean?
I don't know.
You haven't learned that one yet? What did the word mean? What did
Yeah,
you
what
say?
is
What
that?
does that mean?
After I spent there, I actually searched it up because I wanted to know, and I believe it's a specialist in the eyes.
It's so it's like ophthalmologist, or is it ear, nose, and throat?
Ear, nose, and
throat.
throat.
Yeah.
Otorrino.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It makes sense now. And we have to find out what your word means. Are you going to spell it for us to show us how ready you are for the 2020 nationals?
Piraguismo.
Uh-huh.
P-I-R-A-G-U-I-S-M-O. I forgot the the conic.
Did he
Diaresis.
get the point?
It's just the U con diéresis.
Yeah, con diaresis.
Yeah. It was very good. Good job. Buen trabajo.
I feel not smart right now,
know, right?
because I couldn't spell that one either. This is such a great initiative. You know, I'm. This is only the first year that you're going to be having the nationals. I hope that you have participation from across the country. I always tell people, you know, you speak of students not wanting to learn Spanish. If I could go back in time, I'd take my Spanish classes a lot more serious. It's an essential skill for us to have now, and especially where we live in Belize. It's not just about, we are an English-speaking country. It's about being able to have conversations with people beyond the English speakers. So we do hope that this can be something that will grow from this point forward. Surely you have sponsors who have helped you to make this possible, and it means good prizes too, that all the work is worth it.
We are still working on them. I don't want to give away the prices that we have, but yes, surely we have, so far we have about 15 sponsors, and we have sponsors up to Toledo, Punta Gorda, sponsors in Cayo district, in Belize. We have Niche, we have Veils Pro Craft Printing from Santa Elena, Cubola publishers. They will also be there selling and with a display of Spanish books during the day of the event. We have Niche, we have the Ministry of Education, Honorable Edmond Castro, the Mayor of Punta Gorda Town. I'm forgetting some of them. ¿Qué más tenemos? A Plus Solutions from Belmopan.
Okay.
We have.
So people are showing their support.
Yes, we are. They are showing support, and we are glad that they are seeing this initiative as something really good, and they are supporting the event. Yes.
Okay, and so 16 schools. So that's 16 participants.
Yes.
And when is the nationals going to be, and where?
When is the national?
February 21st
February 21st. Where is it going to be?
in San Ignacio.
In San Ignacio. Okay. And the whole school is helping you to prepare?
The sophomore classes that I'm in, the two of them, we're going.
So we'll just tell the students every time they see you to throw a new Spanish word at you for you to spell. Is that going to help him?
Probably.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming in and telling us all about this. We really wish you the best of luck. This is a great initiative. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about karate. So stay tuned.